Right, Leighton, who's your favourite boxer of all time?
Prince Nazim Ahmed.
Is he the same weight as you?
No, he was 2 weights above me.
2 weights above.
Yeah, featherweight.
What is it about? Do you like a style like?
He was a character, weren't he?
Just
It's
entertainer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Entertainer, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favourite food?
Chinese.
Chinese.
Healthy.
That's, I'll be honest with you, that's mine.
Yeah.
We get ready-made meals at football,
Yeah.
and they asked us the other day, like, what, like we can order and all that, and I just got salt and pepper chicken with rice for every single day. Though.
Do you know?
We get it.
Do you know? Most of the country don't know what salt and pepper is besides Liverpool.
Yeah, it's a Scouse thing, like
It's like a
salt and pepper everything.
Do you have it in Morecambe?
We have salt and pepper chicken in Morecambe. Yeah.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, but your chippies though, you have a fish and chip shop, won't you?
Yeah.
Our fish and chip shops here are Chinese.
Yeah, it's like that near Bootle.
Yeah, that's
Right,
just
right,
it's
yeah.
just Chinese everywhere.
What so your biggest role model then? Obviously you're only young, but I'm sure there's obviously Nazim's well beyond your era. So who's your biggest role model?
Biggest role model is probably my dad.
Yeah.
My dad.
Your best attribute as a boxer?
Entertainment. My power and knock someone's spark out.
Okay. What's the hardest part about being a boxer?
The diet.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah.
And what's your favourite part about being a boxer?
Knocking someone out.
I knew you was gonna say that as well. Right, guys, welcome back to Talking Transitions. Today's guest is Leighton Birchall. Leighton, thank you very much for coming on. Talk us a bit about obviously your background of why you become a boxer. I know your family's into boxing as well.
Yeah, I started boxing because of me big brother William. He set us all off in the boxing, but I done unbelievable as an amateur. I done things what not many amateurs has done. Won pretty much everything for my club and my country. Captained England, won best boxer of the tournament 3 years running. That's not been done before. European gold, silver, 12 international titles. Best boxers in nearly every one. Just yeah.
It's a mic drop, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that we're done, yeah. But obviously, a young lad, obviously growing up in the family, you've got 2 older brothers that are both boxers.
Yeah.
Was you always looking up to them, thinking that you want to like follow their steps and be better than them?
No, I'd never want to be better than them. Obviously, if you think of things like that, then you're not going to get anywhere in life. Just think about my own journey and they'll think about theirs and we'll go to the top together. Same with all the boys in the gym. Obviously, I want them all to do well and hopefully we can all
Always
get to the
pushing
top.
each other.
Yeah.
It's nice, isn't it, to have obviously older brothers around you who
Yeah, of course. You can learn things off everyone though, can't you?
Yeah.
There's all different sorts of things you can learn off and yeah, we're all going to go to the top.
Do they ever try and put their arm around you and guide you on boxing, or do you kind of, as you say, just keep, they've got their trainers and managers and you've got yours?
No,
and
we've all got the same trainers.
Yeah.
And, but obviously if they see things what I'm not doing correctly, they'll pick up on it, like where there's not much things Joe misses, like there's not much things he misses.
We've mentioned there your 2 brothers that are boxers, but I think your uncles were boxers as well. Thinking your family, you've had 38 national champions winners.
Well, I've just had my sister had a nephew, well, a baby, it's my nephew, and between all of our uncles, there's 37 or 8 national titles between us all. So he's destined to do great things, isn't he?
Yeah, so boxing's definitely in the family, isn't it? Your first fight was at 8 years old.
Yeah.
Talk us through that.
My first skills bout was in Ireland, where you're meant to be 10. So I went over there. I was meant to have obviously 1 skills bout in one day. I was getting out one ring, getting in the other, and I had about 5 in one day, one after the other. So yeah, it all started from there, and I had my first proper fight the day after my 10th birthday, and won that. So it started there, yeah.
Yeah, so just for people that don't know, including myself, I only found out yesterday. You can't have an amateur fight until you're 10.
Yeah, your first winner loser bout, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you had your first one the day after your first 10th birthday.
Yeah.
So straight into the ring. Did you win?
Yeah, of course I did.
You won everything as an amateur?
I won everything you can really name your tongue to by the World Games, which England fucked me over with.
Speak a little bit about that, because obviously from the outside looking in, as you said, you've got all the accolades so far. It would make sense that you'd be part of that team.
Yeah, I was on the England setup since my 10th, really. I won my first national title when I was 10-year-old, the minors. Won every national title since, and boxed for England multiple. Couldn't count in 2 hands how many times I've boxed for England there. And they'd never picked me for the World Games, the one what I've been training my whole life for. So that's why I'm making the transition over to the pros.
Yeah, how did you deal with that?
The amateur game now compared to what it was it's not what it was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you'll see a lot of young talent turning over soon.
How did you feel? Like obviously, like you said, you've done everything for England, and then he didn't pick you. How did you deal with that?
Just obviously it was hard to get over it really, but with the team around me, obviously got me head in the right space and got to turn over pro and smash a few people up.
Yeah, and that's obviously the decision why you've decided to turn pro
Yeah,
at such a young age, isn't it?
Yeah.
What in terms of fighting for England at that tournament, what does that mean in the boxing world? To put it into perspective.
Obviously it's an honour to represent your country, and yeah, I went over to Germany about 2-3 weeks ago. I was meant to box at 55, but they wouldn't let me, so I moved up to 65 kilo, the weight difference, and was fighting boys 6'2" in the air, massive, and just smoked them all, really.
Yeah, and just to clarify, obviously, when you're saying you've done loads for England, you won 12 international gold medals for them, didn't you?
Yeah, I won everything. I had 79 amateur fights, losing 4 or 5. Everyone was by count back, so I won the fight, and then the other judge round the ring said I lost by 1 point. So I never lost a fight over actual points. It was count back.
Yeah.
So.
Do you know when you said you had to step up in weight division there? Did you have to adapt and change your style? Obviously, I said
no, just be myself. I back myself against anybody.
Yeah.
So just believe in my ability, and I'll go in there and do my job.
Yeah, you just said before about having to fight people like 6'2". Me and you just stood next to each other to see who was bigger than me and you. I think you might have beat me on that one. But you're around 5'6", aren't you?
Yeah, around 5'6", 5'7". You think I got on his chest and beat the big talker, but never. I beat him at his own game, to be fair. Yeah, it's a thinking game, boxing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like you can't just go in there and think I'm going to do this and do that.
Yeah.
If you set a game plan and you're too focused on the game plan won't go through. Where if you just switch on through the fight and whatever comes at you, you adapt, then you become a winner.
Do you see it more as a challenge when you're fighting someone a lot bigger than you as well, or?
No, big, small, medium, whatever they are, they get dealt with, don't they?
I think from obviously the short conversation and the time that we've had together, that clearly shows why you've done what you've done in your amateur career. But moving forward, is that the same mentality and mindset that you want to have as a pro?
Well, as a pro, obviously, it's a business, isn't it? You want to earn as much money as you can and win as many titles as you can. But I've got the right team around me to guide me in the right place, so yeah, we'll get there step by step. Who
is the team around you then? You've mentioned it a few times, you've got a great team that are helping you.
I trained down at the Rotunda with Joe McNally, Declan, Bam Bam Carney, and my managers, People's Fighters, Scott Hughes.
Lovely, yeah.
But obviously, for people who are outside of the fighting world, obviously everyone who's in it knows, what the Rotunda's done and the boxers that it's brought through. But for anybody who's unfamiliar with that, do you have any boxers' names that people might recognise that have fought out of there?
What, like as in my teammates?
Teammates, yeah, past and present as well, like boxers who've all
obviously the Smith brothers has come out of there, and I think Bellew started off there, but now obviously we've got the young stable, me, McCann, Terrier, Jack Turner, Jaddy Herrera, me two brothers, Nelson, William Birchall, who else have we got? Pierce O'Leary, Dennis McCann. Yeah, we're flying.
Can you ever fight against each other?
No, we could but I don't think it'll ever.
But does that never happen? No. I was thinking,
doesn't make business sense, does it?
No, but I was just thinking, like, say if you use like the 2 years were the best in the world in the same weight and all that.
Yeah. Well, it depends who was struggling at the weight the most. They'd just move up, wouldn't they, to save arguments?
Yeah, is that what would happen? Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at the fighters that you've just mentioned, then they all carry a similar type of aura to yourself in terms of they back themselves.
Yeah. Obviously, we all believe in ourselves.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in yourself in this boxing game, you're not going to go nowhere. So you just got to believe in yourself. Same with you with your football.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in your ability, you're going to fall apart on the pitch, aren't you?
Yeah. You know what I love about boxers, and like it's what we can't do as footballers. We can't be ourselves in terms of like the way we speak and like the way we post on social media or like when we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
Because if we say something that we actually want to say, we could get ourselves in trouble. Where I've noticed with boxers, you can like say whatever you want because
it's an individual sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an individual sport. Like
you're more real. Like
if you say something like it falls back on you, doesn't it? Like where if you said something, it falls back on you and your club, doesn't it? So
you're in charge of your own destiny. Essentially, obviously you've got your team and people
I just
around
say what I think.
And that's the best way to be.
Just gonna get knocked spark out. That's it.
That's the best way to be, though. Like that's what I would want to be like, but I can't be myself when I'd love to be myself. If that makes sense.
As Leighton said, if you're performing as a boxer, like nothing can be said. You can be the nuttiest person in the room, but if you're performing and doing what you said you're going to do.
They can't ignore you forever, can they?
Yeah.
So, like, all these big stages, they can't ignore you, can they?
Yeah.
So if you just keep getting in the ring, performing, they can't ignore you, can they?
Obviously, the difference comes in football where you've got managers in charge of picking you for the weekend and obviously external things with fans and stuff like that.
Like the PFA, like as well. Like obviously the PFA, like, well, if we tweeted or something like that, we'd get banned.
Yeah.
You say that. Look at Morecambe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Morecambe's probably the only footballer out there who's authentically himself. Maybe probably a little bit, bit more of a showman in terms of it might not be authentic, but you know, I think he's a good footballer, but I don't think he would get as noticed if he wasn't himself on socials.
Yeah, true. Especially with what happened with the Everton fans at the train station today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he just does funny things. Like it's stuff that most footballers don't do.
Just
be themselves.
You're not yourself in this world, and you're not going to get anywhere in life.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But I think in football you have to put a mask on sometimes. Where in boxing,
it's a different game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really? It's a different game.
You just mentioned there about getting noticed. All the big guys are all after you at the minute. I think there's Queensberry, Wasserman, and Matchroom, is it? They're the three main people in boxing.
Yeah, and there's Sky Sports, isn't there?
Sky Sports.
Yeah, obviously they all want the next gen, don't they? So yeah, it's whoever really wants to give the best contract then. But Queensberry are on the up at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're flying at the minute with a big win what they had on the weekend. The 5v5, yeah, they're flying at the minute.
And obviously, like you said, you're only an 18-year-old lad, but you speak very well for yourself. Well, like, you've got a great team around you that will obviously help you make that right decision.
Yeah.
When that time comes, when you've got to make that decision, I'm sure you'll make the right one with obviously all the help you've said. But it'll be a big decision that you've got to make.
It's
your
future, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's your future, really, but whoever wants to put that in deepest in the pockets.
That's the thing. Obviously, that's one of the main things that I'm sure, and most people probably couldn't disagree with you, that the amount of money that you're getting paid is going to be one of the biggest factors, but also the momentum that they're carrying or whoever.
Yeah, obviously it doesn't just come down to money. It comes down to how many times they can get you out a year and blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean?
So talk us through then. Like obviously, if you can, like a type of contract that a boxer would get, like a footballer would get a salary, maybe some bonuses. And then, you know, if they played X amount of games, this might change slightly or whatever.
You get like a contract as in, like, you get paid roundly. You know what I mean? You get paid for roundly, like, and you could get a signing on fee, depending if they could get you out 5, 6, 7 times a year, or you could get out 5 times a year with them and 2 fights a year on another card. So yeah, it all comes down to that.
How would that work then with you, Leighton? Obviously, you like knocking people out, so if you're getting paid roundly, so if you got
like,
put them out,
obviously they'll give you, say if you get paid as much a round, that goes on for the full fight. So if I jump in and knock someone out the first minute, which I'm still gonna get paid the full fight.
Full round. Is that what would happen? Yeah, you get paid the full fight.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that's interesting the way it's set up.
Yeah, because ours, well, like what happens if
you don't get paid for overtime, do you?
Well, yeah,
true.
What happens if you got injured? For example, like obviously with football, if I got injured,
in the fight or
no, just like camp. Say if you got injured in a fight, say for example, and then obviously you can't fight for 6.5 months.
You just that's why you need like sponsors to back you and etc. Do you know what I mean? Because if you can't fight for 6 to 9 months, then you're in a bit of a pickle, aren't you?
Yeah, well, talk a little bit about sponsors then, because again, limited knowledge, but from my understanding, you know, you've got to commit as much time as possible to training.
Yeah, now would be the best time for sponsors to jump on board, as I'm obviously going to sign with one of the big boys, and the company's logo is X-Rugby all over our fight gear, my team fight gear. And yeah, I've got a couple of sponsors at the minute. I'd like to give a shout out to Fly, London Boxing Shop, and Verb. They've backed me for a good bit now. And but yeah, I could do with some more financial sponsors to jump on the team while I'm in camp.
Yeah, and the best jumping on quickly before it's too late.
Before it's too late, yeah.
Yeah, hence why we've got you on early doors on the podcast before that was too late as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, any sponsors out there, definitely try and get on early.
What would that would help with like nutrition, training, etc.
Everything really.
Yeah.
Ask anyone in the boxing game. Sponsors go a long way.
You know, the Verve there's that the socks thing.
Yeah,
wear the Verve socks.
Yeah, these make us. He's give a shout out to Verve too. So Verve's got a bit out of this too, haven't they?
Yeah, I wear the Verve socks, mate.
Do you?
Yeah.
Or are they the grip ones?
The grip socks,
they make my tracksuits and everything. Yeah.
I didn't
so
realise
do you need grip socks in your boxing boots?
Yeah, You can wear anything, really.
Yeah.
You can wear anything, really, yeah.
Cool.
It's whatever you feel comfortable in, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And turning pro then, what are you most looking forward to? Obviously.
Getting them little 8 ounces on and putting someone to sleep.
Well, what are 8 ounces then? So when you're talking about gloves, obviously 8 ounces, obviously.
Well, as an amateur, you fight with 10-ounce
10
gloves
ounce.
on, but they're like pillows on your fist.
Well, so like if you hit someone, obviously they won't get as much as if you wear 8 ounces.
Pretty much like as a pro, that they're called little gloves, like 8-ounce little gloves. You know what I mean? You put them on someone's chin, they're going fast asleep. So you try and avoid them and try to put someone to sleep yourself, don't you?
Yeah. We spoke about obviously the AJ fight on the weekend. We're recording the week after that, and the fact that you went down with your manager Scott. And I think I saw who did I see speaking and talking about potentially, you know, this is what you look forward to as a boxer, and what this is putting show.
It's every boxer's dream, isn't it? To headline in their own country, especially at your national stadium. It was packed out. It was unbelievable atmosphere down there.
And you know, obviously Tyson Fury always famously says that he wants to sell out the what's Morecambe Stadium called?
The Shrimps, is it?
That's the nickname, isn't it? I forget that, but he always said that he was going to sell.
No, what's the stadium called?
Mazuma, is it?
Yeah, it's something like that,
Mazuma,
actually.
yeah.
Mazuma Stadium. I mean, he'd definitely sell that up, like.
I'd sell that.
I know, how many does it hold? Capacity? Fucking hell, Andre, you'd definitely sell that out.
What is it?
About half a second.
I'd sell that on my first fight, not a problem.
Would that be anything that you'd ever be interested in? Or?
If I could win me, not a world title, I want to win my world title at the National Stadium, like, but if I could win my own British title there.
Well, you are from Morecambe, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a Morecambe boy myself, yeah.
Do you know what's funny? It's probably not coincidental, but the fact that Liverpool produces so many good footballers.
Yeah.
And like certain towns around the country produce.
So do United, don't they?
Do they? Do they, man?
I'm a United fan, me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you got Rashford, you got Foden.
No, I reckon Liverpool is, besides London, is the place that produces the most footballers, isn't it?
I reckon Everton Academy's sick, like, obviously loads of guests that we've had on, like, footballers wise have come through, like, Everton Academy, I think.
Yeah. But in terms of, obviously, boxing and stuff like that, you've obviously got your brothers, but then you've also got one of the most famous boxers to ever fight.
Yeah, Tyson lives, no joke, not 4 or 5 houses down from me, so when I'm on my like, when I'm at home, on my jog, like, I jog past these and he'll beep the horn, put his hand up, and it's too good. It's good to have someone like that around, isn't it?
Of course,
amazing. It's inspirational, isn't it?
Yeah,
to see what he's done. Like,
it's not even to see what he's done, what he's come back from.
Yeah.
He's come back from hell, hasn't he, really? Yeah. He's come back from nothing to being the king again.
I know you're, like, young, but do you ever, I mean, you got a crazy amount of confidence about you, but, you know, boxing, most sports up and down, isn't it? Have you ever had any times where, you know, you're saying that Tyson's come back from setbacks? Have you ever had any setbacks in your career that you've
just recently, really, not them picking me for the World Games.
Yeah.
That was pretty hard, but it's their loss, isn't it? It's their loss on a world gold medal.
Especially when you can't, like, have a reason why. Even, like, it'd be easier if, like, there was a reason why they didn't pick you, and, like, you can get your head around and, like, work harder or, like, try and improve on why they didn't pick you, but there's no reason.
Do you not get feedback or anything like that?
No, they're not really allowed to. They just give the selection out, and then you don't really hear out of them.
No, it's bizarre, really, isn't it? Because, you know, together you could make greatness, you'd think. Because, for example, could that happen next year?
They owe no loyalties to you, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I went over like I did in Germany and won a gold medal, I'm earning them money, do you know what I mean? I've boxed for 10 years of my life and not earned £1.
Yeah.
So now it's time to get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially when you've had 79 fights.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely fair. But as a business thing for them, it would make sense to keep you sweet for next year, wouldn't it? Because you've turned pro now, haven't you? But if they kept you sweet and said, look, you was only a little bit away from getting it this year.
Yeah.
Go and work hard. Next year we'll go and attack it.
But what more do I have to do? What
more
do I have to work on to win what I've won and do what I've done for England?
Yeah.
And for myself, really. What more do I have to do and prove to them to not go to the World
No, it'd be a
Games,
bullshit excuse, like, but it'd be, you know, it'd be similar to walking in the manager's office and him keeping you sweet because he knows he's going to need you next week or whatever. You know yourself, it's a bullshit excuse, but you know, for a decision to like literally just be like radio silence, it doesn't make sense for me. But
laugh away, they fucked it now, innit? Because you're turning pro, aren't you?
Yeah, they can fuck off.
Yeah. So what? So are you pro now or you turning pro?
I'm turning pro. I'm going through it now. Yeah.
You're turning pro. Yeah. So what will be the big changes for you from going from amateur to turning pro in terms of like training routine?
Winning a fight on points and putting someone to sleep.
Yeah.
That's it.
But like no changes in like your training routine or
obviously you have to maybe change a little bit to your training around, and of course that's the different game, isn't it? It's a different amateur to professional. That's why it's called that.
Yeah.
But it's just getting in the ring, really. That'll probably be the biggest part about it.
You said you're training like 3 times a day.
Yeah, non-stop.
Non-stop. So like for me, for example, obviously I'll train in the morning and then I'll get home and I'm absolutely fucked. Like my legs are fucked, and then I won't do anything until like the next day because I've got to keep myself right. But how do you manage to do 3 sessions a day and keep yourself going every day?
Right, we'll jump in the morning, we'll go train with the boys in the gym, and then we'll have our sprints or strength conditioning, and then maybe a swim or recovery and blah blah blah.
So it's not not 3 sessions hitting the pads. It's 3 sessions which are going to help.
If you do 3 sessions of boxing a day, you're just going to keep working on the same things every time, right?
Yeah.
So
would you say that your fitness is one of your attributes then, if you're doing 3
oh yeah,
sessions
you got to be fit as a fiddle in this game. If not, you get caught out. You got to do everything correct. If not, you get caught out.
I've seen you training with Tony Clark, Need for Speed. I worked with him in the pre-season just gone, and he got me in unbelievable shape myself. Like his sessions are honestly. If I didn't work with him in pre-season, I don't know whether I'd still probably be playing football now because I had to go into Salford where I'm signed at now.
Yeah.
And like basically prove that I was fully fit.
Yeah.
And I had to be up there in like most of the races and all that. So
I trained with Tony last Friday. We did it. I can't remember what it was, but I don't want to remember it and don't want to do it again.
No,
to be honest.
Did you take it up them Everton Hills? Did they call them
we did it on Tree Track.
Yeah, I've done both there, but like
rough.
He does loads with obviously boxers and all that. So obviously as footballers, he makes us do the same runs as the boxers. The boxers I've started to do boxing, and I think it's the hardest sport in terms of like fitness wise by a mile.
You play football, don't you? You can't play for boxing, can you?
No, there's no respite, is there? No, do you know what I mean? Like football,
you're blowing if you do like 2 rounds of 3 minutes or something. You're absolutely fucked.
You can hide a little bit as well in football, can't you?
Yeah.
But
there's 11 people.
That's what I'm saying.
Team, when you're in that squared circle, there's just you, him, and
how
the ref.
How do you find yourself in those situations? And obviously, as you say, you are fit and you've got to just get through it. But has there ever been a moment in the ring when you're like, I have literally got nothing here to give? How'd you get through those moments?
Not in the amateurs, but it's 3 frees.
So you're still feeling
piss.
Yeah.
But when you're in the ring and you're going for it, obviously you don't train to be a 4-round professional. You train to be 12-round world champion, don't you? So that's what we train for. Don't train to be a 4-round fighter.
Andrew said there about like when times get hard or whatever. Do you have like a why? Like in terms of like when times do get tough in your head, you think, nah, I'm fucking getting through this here because my goal is this, or I'm doing this for this.
Every time you get in the ring, there's a purpose, isn't there?
Yeah.
So I've not done all the amateurs now to just not turn professional.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You do all the amateurs to get to the paid ranks and do well. Do you know what I mean? So now when you get in the ring, I'm getting in the ring and to knock someone out because I'm going to be world champion.
And is that your ultimate goal, to be the world champion?
Not just world champion. I want to be world champion in all different categories.
We spoke about the amateurs there. I've got your record. 79 fights, 74 wins, 12 international gold medals for England, European silver medalist, 7 times national champion, and got voted for England boxing best year every national tournament that you fought in, essentially. And then 2, I don't know if I'm butchering this,
Haringey Box Cup gold medal,
yeah.
That's broadcasted by the DAZN. It's one of the biggest box cups in Europe. Last year I beat the current senior national champion. The weight was a bit tough. I was still dehydrated in the ring.
Yeah.
I beat him pretty comfortable, and never lost a round, full 2 tournaments.
So you said before that you've not made a penny, basically, up until this date from boxing. How'd you fight that many times?
Because you do all that to get here, don't you?
But like in your mind, you're like, I'm fighting for this in the future because it's going to help me. Does all this help you when you turn pro, negotiate better?
If you're going to one of the big boys and saying, I've had 1 fight,
you're
going to say, go away,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether you turn around and say, I've had 79 fights, I've won 74 of them, there's not much I've never done. They're going to say...
There's not many people, I guess, there's not many people who are turning pro with a record like that, is there, in England?
For my age, I've got the best amateur record in England, for my age. Like, for an 18-year-old, there's not an amateur boxer in this country who's got a better record than me. Because I've boxed with them all. I've been on the England team with them all. They've all had more losses or not as had many or etc.
So that obviously gives you the bargaining power then, doesn't it?
The go ahead,
Yeah. No, it's good. It's impressive. Like, it is impressive.
No, it's unbelievable. And honestly, you are obviously going to be destined to great things. What you just said there.
I think backing it up though. I think obviously you're a good talker, but your record has backed it up. So it's very easy to talk well, isn't it, about what you've done when you.
It's easy to talk. Anyone can talk, can't they? But not everyone can get in the ring and put performance on, can they?
Yeah.
No one can get in the ring and fight for you.
Yeah.
So that's why you do everything correct and just get in there and knock a motherfucker out.
So is that what you're known for? Even obviously your weights aren't notoriously known for.
What weight are you?
I'm going to turn over at bantamweight.
Bantamweight. And what weight category is that? Like, what weight does that age from? Weight from?
Title-wise, it's 53.5.
53.5 kilo?
Yeah,
What's your walking around weight then?
61, 62.
So can you knock them off easy there?
Yeah, it's not that bad at all.
Well, it's not hard to knock 9 kilo off.
Nah, man.
What?
Nah, man.
Just cut out all them Chineses from.
I'm trying to knock 1 kilo off,
A
mate.
couple of Chineses, we'll be alright. Obviously, when you go from eating constant shit to the first week you diet, you drop a couple of kilos. Because you got to be strict with yourself, you know what I mean? It's like you said, you can play football, you don't play box.
Yeah. Well, we're the same size, near enough. You're a little bit bigger, but you got longer hair than me. But obviously you're weighing.
You've got a cap on though.
I've got a cap on. I took it off though. But you weigh 62 kilo.
Yeah.
And I weigh 72 kilo.
Yeah.
And you've got to get down to 53 to fight.
That's title wise. Non-title, when you're fighting the journeyman at the start, you can weigh in a bit heavier, like, because it's non-title. I weigh in about 55, 54 and a half.
So
obviously you go into fight week about 58 and you do water cut, obviously. And then you rehydrate and blah blah blah.
Talk to us about the water cuts, because we've all seen Darren Till and and obviously other sports, their cuts are a little bit. Obviously, they're dropping huge amounts of weight, aren't they? But we do know that there's a bit of toughness
it's
around
mental
it.
side of things, isn't it? You've just got to glide through it. You've got to be on weight for half an hour. Just get that in your head. You've got to make weight for half an hour and I can go and eat.
Well, you just go and eat straight away, and then you can fight the next day weighing whatever you want to weigh.
Yeah.
But the difficulty is getting on weight right, isn't it? And so, obviously, as you say, half an hour.
When you're in camp, you've got to be a constant professional and eat clean, and you know what I mean. And then if you do all that clean, then the water cut's not a problem.
I guess that's easy when you've got all the other lads around you.
When you've been thinking about the water cut all camp, you're glad to get it done.
Yeah. But all the other lads as well are probably going to be fighting on the same types of bills as you.
Yeah.
So you've got the group collectively then, haven't you, who had all bought into the same mission, basically, of getting to this weight. Yeah,
but obviously not everyone walks around on weight. If you walk around on weight, you're at the wrong category, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've all got to go through it. It's a boxer's thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Talk to us about that then, for like people who don't understand walking around on weight and then cutting. Like,
obviously, as a boxer, you do maybe an 8, 9, 10 week camp, and obviously from the day get go, you're on a clean diet from then, and then comes to your fight week, you just got to do a little walk on your own weight.
Yeah.
Like you make it sound easy.
Yeah.
Like in 8, 10 weeks, you can obviously turn an unathlete into an athlete, can't you? If you took any randomer off the street and said a 10-week camp, in 10 weeks you're going to be healthy and fit, do you know what I mean?
How does that look then? Because again, trying to like use football as a reference, you've got pre-season. That's when you're going really hard. Obviously, in the preparation of getting ready for the season, I'm guessing with the 8 weeks, it's probably quite similar. How does that look? Is it intense from day one, or is it built up? How does that look for like a camp?
Well, it depends what days you've got sparring, etc. Obviously, you don't want to be absolutely beasted the day before you spar, because you'll get in the ring and you'll be flat as a pancake, won't you?
Yeah.
So, obviously, you've got to be clever with it, really, haven't you? So, say, obviously, Monday you do running, you might not spar till the Wednesday, so your legs will ease off, do you know what I mean? So
do you have a structured thing there? Then do you have like a program where you go, right, this is week one?
You start a camp, obviously, Joe and all the boys in the gym will have a program set to, and you just go along with it from there.
Yeah.
But you walk in the gym, listen, someday you could be doing tech packs, someday they could chuck you on graft, and rough, I promise you.
Yeah.
Rough.
Well, this is obviously, as you say, you can't play boxing, but I'm guessing when you go to the gym some days, there's days when you're thinking, I can't be arsed here.
That's the days what matters most, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the days what matters.
How'd you get through those days then?
Just turn up and get it done.
Yeah.
And when it's done, you're actually glad you've done it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turn up, go to the gym a day where you can't be arsed. You walk out of the gym, you feel like, oh, I'm glad I've done that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best feeling in
it's
the
like,
world.
You'll know, like running with Tony, You don't want to do it, do you?
Wow.
Like, yeah, when after you've done it, you're glad you've
Yeah,
done
you
it.
made up, yeah.
You feel better.
And it's only going to benefit yourself, innit?
Of course.
What are the expectations for yourself then for the future?
World champion. No cap.
Straightforward as that.
Yeah.
I love the confidence of it. I think that's the confidence of any world champion.
You ain't got dreams of being world champion. You don't believe in yourself, then it's not going to happen, is it?
No, absolutely.
Believe in yourself and I can do it then.
Yeah,
It
but
will
you
happen.
actually believe in it though. Like, so I could say as a footballer, my dream is to play for Liverpool, but I know I'm not good enough to play for Liverpool. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it because I don't believe it. You believe that you're gonna.
I fully believe
yeah,
it.
you're fully gonna believe it. So
I believe it. I
Yeah.
know.
A bantamweight is that?
I know. Whatever weight. They're going to get smoked.
Would you
Whatever
like
weight.
to be a multiple weight champion, or obviously?
Whoever gets put in front of me,
Yeah.
they get done.
No, that's good because obviously you see a lot of dodging in boxing and stuff like that. Obviously, notoriously with the heavyweights,
Yeah.
you see sometimes maybe it doesn't align or they don't fight each other when they're at the prime. But I think the ones who are respected most by fans are the ones who are willing to
Just
take.
fight is put in front of you and you train well and your camp goes all well.
yeah.
They're going to get done, aren't they? If you believe in
Who's the
yourself.
world champion now in that weight?
I don't have a clue. I don't really
No.
care. Wait till I'm up there.
You don't know who it is.
There's no chance of us having a clue if he hasn't got a clue. That's
I don't really
brilliant.
care who.
No, who is it, lad?
I don't really care who the champion is now, but it's going to be me one day. So
So do you ever? So like if you look at some of the boxers, especially again I'm referring to heavyweights, they analyze different fighters so that when they're ready to fight and stuff like that. Is it difficult for you to do that now because some of them?
If Joe said to me tomorrow you're fighting the world champion in 6 weeks, I'd say not a problem.
Yeah. Would you go away? Would you go away and maybe watch their style a little bit, or is it just
Just focus on
concentrate?
yourself.
I don't. I've had 79 fights. I bet I've watched a minute worth of clips of
Yeah.
fighters of people who have boxed. I turn it on 5 seconds and think, I'm going to do you, and
Yeah.
that's it.
No, I get that, because I think obviously in terms of football as well, like you can do all the analysing on like the
I know what
opposition
I'm
team.
capable of, So
Yeah.
you can analyse all you want and
Yeah.
then stick a game plan in your head for 8-10 weeks and you get in the ring and you fall apart. It's not
Yeah.
good, is it?
If you just focus on yourself and believe in yourself, what your positives are and like what your strengths are, I just think if you focus more on that, then that's going to be more rewarding.
No, absolutely.
than-
I think obviously with sport going the way it is, though, I'm not saying that you got to analyze everything and analytics and stuff, but it's going to be small gains, isn't it? Eventually, with yourself, like you're getting
Obviously, all the little percents add up when you find out about your opponent and blah blah blah. But you
Yeah.
leave that to your coaches. That's why they're in your corner, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
So you just leave that.
I just get in the ring and do as I'm told and win.
You know what? When I've watched a few boxing fights and that, people say styles make fights. What the fuck does that mean?
Styles, but obviously, you could have a little Mike Tyson in front of you. If you stand in front of him, you're gonna get cleaned out, aren't you? Obviously, apart from me, you know what I mean. But styles do make. Obviously, you could have a long, tall, rangy fighter.
But that's why I asked you before when you stepped up. That weight.
Yeah.
Did you have to change your style a little bit because?
Just be myself.
But you're not in terms of reaching everything. You're not gonna be able to pick them off, are you? As
I
easy.
picked him off.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was he shit?
He's going to the World Games for Germany.
Has he?
Yeah. Smoked him. Like
And you just
Philip
kept your
Blunt.
style. You just
Huh?
kept your style, and you didn't have to.
Just be myself. Just
Yeah.
going. Obviously, there's little nerves, and you go in the ring thinking, "Oh, can I do this? Can I
Yeah,
do this?"
that's normal. Yeah,
To be honest, I was going into the ring, and the coaches was telling me to stick it on him.
yeah.
And when I went, like, obviously, you go to the middle, touch the gloves, I just touched that, and I said, "Watch this." After the first round, I schooled him. It's just, how have you schooled a 6'2"? I said, I don't know. I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
It's because what they say about AJ when he was on his way up as well. He was just a bit more relentless, a bit more
Yeah.
front foot and just trying to knock people out. And then he
Yeah.
started trying to do something which he wasn't really
Yeah.
comfortable
He
at.
tried to knock the bar out, and he got iced out,
Yeah.
didn't he? So,
He did, yeah. But so in that situation when he's hit him twice,
yeah.
he's obviously had that rush of
It's
blood.
you got to be educated there, though.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
If
I
you hit
thought
someone
to
and you-
myself watching that, I thought, oh my god, he's got him here.
Yeah, if
Well,
you hit
obviously I
someone and
don't
you
know.
wobble them, though, and you just
Yeah.
rush into them, stuff like that will happen to you with them little gloves on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
See,
desperation, isn't
see
it?
if that happened in the amateurs, it's just a clean shot
Yeah,
because they've got big pillars on.
Mm.
You know what I mean? If you get hit with them on a shot like that, that's
That's-
what will happen to you.
That's desperation, isn't it? Because obviously he's took a beating for 5,
He
6
was
rounds.
just fighting off pure heart, which you've got to respect, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he just got beat by the better man on the night, didn't he?
No, he did.
Someone who wanted it more, I think. I think Duval
Yeah.
wanted it much more.
He's naive, a bit naive, weren't he, with the first shot?
Me and Scott said, though, from the ring walk,
Yeah.
he looked nervous and stiff as anything.
Do you know what though? I don't. Obviously, he doesn't need my fucking sympathy or pity, but I think being him is hard.
Who?
AJ.
Why?
Because you
Why?
can't walk past a bus stop without seeing his face.
Mate, he's got the nation, but like on his shoulders. People are like half wanting him to
Listen,
do.
it's no good being sponsored by Lucozade and all them and getting paid that amount of money if you can't jump in the ring and ice someone out, is it?
Yeah, no, I obviously agree with you in that sense, but it's still got to be hard, hasn't it? I mean, I think he's just a regular guy, come from a humble background. Now he's got literally the nation wanting him like to be the poster boy, essentially.
Yeah.
That must be fucking nerve-wracking. Who else is selling out Wembley like him? Obviously Fury did it as well,
Madman
but
Tyson.
yeah, Fury did it.
I can't wait till Fury gets his hands on him.
AJ's sold out Wembley more than anyone, hasn't he? For boxing.
Yeah. 96. Frank Warren said 98,000 on an interview
Yeah.
yesterday.
I've seen that. Well, you think Tyson would obviously beat Joshua? Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, he's not. He can't stand there and have a boxing fight with Fury because he's the best at it, isn't he?
Yeah, but he can prove he can fight too, didn't he? Look what he done to the biggest puncher in history.
Yeah, and he said, didn't he, at the end of the fight, he's cost me 150 million or something. Is that because if Joshua would have won,
if they was going to fight, they would get 150
they would have fought each other. But can that still not happen now?
If Tyson beats Usyk, then I reckon Tyson and Joshua will fight for the unified.
Yeah.
But
Usyk's a big. It's a difficult task for Tyson, isn't it? He's very good.
Yeah, Usyk's good, isn't he? But I'd still fancy Fury, like.
Even after the last fight that they
had.
Yeah, it's a tough ask, isn't it? It's a tough ask with anyone getting in the ring with him. But I just think when he come back from the draw with Wilder, look what he done to Wilder.
That's right. I agree. I think
he's
Fury's the best.
Like pummeling me.
Do you reckon he'll approach it differently? Do you think he had the wrong approach this time around? The first time.
You can't. He didn't need to outbox him. He was a foot bigger than him, about 5 stone heavier. Just get on top of him, man, and wear him down, elbow him, headbutt him, knee him, and when you're on the inside, be dirty with him. Do you know what I mean? Rough him up.
Yeah, you'll do everything to win.
Yeah, especially with someone like that. If you keep him at your range, they're just gonna dance around you, and they with their feet. That's Usyk's best thing. His feet and his IQ.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where Tyson's best thing is his size, and he can prove he can hit now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you feel then, Leighton, in terms of where you're at right now? You're obviously in a prime position to go on and do big things, but you've got all these big promotions chasing you. How's that feel? Must feel.
It feel great, yeah. Must feel great, yeah.
Because they know the future is.
Yeah.
I feel good.
You're just waiting for them to come. Obviously, you knew that was going to come eventually, but now's the time.
It's exciting as well, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, it's exciting times, isn't it? So, just
I think what, like we said before, like it's so important though, like to have good people around you at this time at a young age. You're gonna have loads of people wanting to get on board with you and stuff like that, and to have the right people around you at this time, at this age, is gonna be vital for you.
People around you.
You have to.
Anyone in life, if you're around 5 smokers, you're gonna become the 6th.
Yeah.
If you're around 5 alcoholics, you're gonna become the 6th.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're around 5 athletes, you're gonna become the 6th.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And obviously on your socials, we've seen photos where you are surrounded by the likes of Jack Turner, Dennis McCann, as you say.
Yeah.
It just breeds confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like it's easy to turn up to the gym if you've got those types of fighters in your stable.
You're going to make each other better as well, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we all thrive off each other. The gym's flying at the minute, and everyone's going to notice how much hard work we put in soon.
Yeah.
Because we're all going to go to the top.
How does it work in terms of, obviously, you're from Morecambe, and obviously the gym's in Liverpool. So when you're training 3 times a day, do you have to move down here to Liverpool?
Me and Nelson and Williams moved out. So it's a sacrifice you got to make, isn't it? Obviously, you miss all these parties, you miss family events, you miss holidays. My holiday was gone and boxing for England. That was all the holidays I get. I mean, because I know I want a future and I want to be world champion. So.
Yeah, and that's right, because
it's delayed gratification.
As a young lad, to make that decision and take them sacrifices, like it's only going to reward you for the future. So that's unbelievable.
That's what you got to do, innit? So.
Talk to us about Nelson then. Obviously, he's tipped for big things as well, isn't he? Yeah,
Nelson's flying at the minute. He's gonna be. Nelson's like a little snake in the grass. People's not thinking much of Nelson at the minute, but he's one for the future. He's gonna be unbelievable.
Who's Nelson, guys?
My brother.
He's
brother.
Unbelievable.
He speaks well as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
This must be a family thing.
Little lunatic calls himself the sexy one.
Is he?
20, yeah.
So he's 20.
Coming 20.
Yeah. And how old's your other brother?
He is 23.
23, 20, and then 18.
Yeah.
You see this though, don't you?
Funny thing is though, like it'll go me bantamweight, my oldest brother, super bantamweight, and then Nelson featherweight.
Yeah.
Nelson's huge for featherweight. He can punch too.
He's tall, isn't he? A little bit taller.
He's about 5'8", but he's
5'8", yeah.
like a gorilla, man. He is massive.
But you see this a lot in sport, don't you? When you've got a family with you've got like a couple of brothers, you see that they all end up thriving because you've got that healthy competition. I know you said that you obviously just want them all to do well, but subliminally you must have that, right? Well, I see my brother, I want to kind of push on and do big things like them as well. Do you know what I mean? So you look at like obviously Neville and his brother and other people like that. You see them do well, and it must be inspirational, like, and it's easy to be round then, isn't it? Right?
Like as the amateurs, like, say if Nelson won a national title, he'd turn around and say to me, right now, you've got to do it now. You know what I mean? And then when I did it, I'd say, right now, it's your turn.
Yeah.
And that's why we won what we won as an amateur.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done it. There's not three brothers, really, who's done what we done for the amateurs. I think we had, like, between us 140 fights, lost 20, countless national titles. All of us won a major medal for England. We've done everything.
How did you get to them competitions? Like, how does it work?
Hard work and sacrifice and just keep winning.
Yeah.
You got to win like the national tournaments, which I won every year.
Yeah.
And I got voted best boxer every year. That's no one ever has been picked best boxer for 3 years running. No one.
It's mad. Do you have like who took you then in terms of family and like I'm sure you have to travel around the country a fair bit to
like before I started driving, my mum and dad we started off at Blackpool gym, and then my mum would wait outside there for an hour and a half for us to come out, and then we'd drive home, and then we'd come again at the night and we'd drive home, and then we moved to a gym in Chorley when they closed the gym down on us. We'd do the same there. And then then Nelson started driving, so I'd go with Nelson, and then now I'm driving, so it makes everything. But now we're down here, we're 3 miles away from the gym, so there's no miles.
Yeah, in terms of like sacrifices, like you said there, obviously your family have obviously sacrificed a lot as well in terms of obviously driving around everywhere.
Yeah, it costs us a lot of money, doesn't it? Yeah.
So I'm sure you'll want to repay them back as well by going on to do great things.
Yeah, of course. Well, obviously, me and Nelson and William, we're gonna repay our parents back, like, but just with the achievements what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
So we've put all the hard work in as the amateurs and sacrifices, not to just go. That's enough.
That's enough.
You know
So don't more.
Go get it done.
Do they come to your fights?
My mum, if you watch my first fight, mate, you'll hear my mum more than Joe in the corner.
Really?
I promise you, she'll be ringside screaming.
I'm gonna say because you see obviously loved ones sometimes can't go to fights because they don't want.
Oh, my mum be fucking shit myself if I ever had a fight.
Yeah, but obviously she's got his 2 older brothers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But your mum's into it, is she?
Yeah, she loves it.
Is she?
Yeah, she loves it. She gets nervous, like.
Yeah.
She gets nervous than us, more nervous than
really?
us. Like I get more nervous than my brothers than what I do myself.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think that? Why do you think that happens?
You can't control
obviously,
that,
I know what they can do, but I can't.
Yeah.
Like you said, I can't control what they do in the ring.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're feeling. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So you said before about obviously you'd easily sell a stadium out. Obviously you've got a good following and to be able to do that. Obviously because of your ability and obviously the person that you are. How big of a following do you think you could eventually get?
Yeah, I want to be like, I don't want people to remember me as he's that world champion, he won this, he won that. I want people to remember as he's the best we ever had.
So it's a legacy.
The best this country ever had. Yeah.
It's more of a legacy.
Yeah.
Obviously the money comes with it, but it's legacy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think AJ's legacy has been tarnished a little bit since the couple of losses he's had, or do you think he'll still go down as? He
will obviously. He'll still go down as Hall of Famer, only like, but he's won everything in boxing, hasn't he? But that's one thing I don't want to do as a professional is I want to have a big shiny O in my record.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because like if you look at UFC, losses are probably less frowned upon. Yeah. Where boxing, you do want that 0, don't you, at the end of your career? But it's very hard to achieve. By the way,
I don't want to where I've dodged people. I want to where I've beat everyone.
Yeah.
I've beat everyone and I've beat them proper. Do you know what I mean? So obviously you're not in this game to box a load of sausages and then get out of it. You're in it to be the best, and you want to fight that. You got to beat the best to be the best, haven't you? So that's what I'm gonna do.
But I think it's that confidence that'll allow you to go and do everything that you're looking to achieve. But I think for us, obviously, the sponsor is also one of the big things that you think might help you achieve that.
Yeah, now's the time to get on board, really, isn't it? Now's the biggest time of all to get on board. So whoever wants to get on the board on the team and everything will be highly appreciated.
Yeah. What would be, because you see like loads of different kind of companies sponsoring different people, what would be your ideal sponsor if you could choose one?
It depends what it is,
Yeah.
really, doesn't it? Because it could be a scaffolding company. It could be people like Verve who make tracksuits. You know what I mean? So it all comes down to what the money is, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. John?
No, all good, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, we've spoke a lot about your career and, you're such a young boy and you've got a big, bright future ahead of you. I just want to say thank you for coming on. Obviously, as a final thing, do you have any thank yous that you want to give?
Yeah, thank you boys for having me on here. And I want to thank you, obviously, on my family and my team and everything. But it's not the right time to thank them because we're going to be at the top one day and that's me thanking them.
Yeah.
That's my thank back. So, yeah, don't forget the name, Leighton Birchall. I'm coming.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be proud.
Leighton, nice one, mate. Thank you very much.
you.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.